Heraldo Energy, today is the 21st of May 2018. Want care. If I take care of what I do want, less of what I do not want will happen. This is a quote that is by my past ego. And when I say that, I mean Heraldo Hilal. And without further ado, how was my day yesterday? I got up rather late, if I remember correctly. It's not something that I wrote down. And first thing that I did note down is that I had a priority struggle talk with Corinna. And that happened to be because I started to also express my thoughts coming from also feedback from the project when it comes to me for the moment, because I know I will not stop working on Coalition, but for the moment also shifting my focus on the personal development related drawings and illustrations that I'm doing until it makes sense for me to do the next bigger step in a while, and in the meantime just building on top of what is already there instead of focusing my entire energy in something where I don't see the main purpose in my time, rather getting other people onboarded anyway. So that was a longer discussion, and the sad thing from my perspective is that when I voice such things, and this is something that also I experienced later on in the day on a different context when it comes to the website, I will talk about this a bit too, that I, by myself expressing ideas or tensions that I have, instead of getting empathy and understanding from my perspective, the first thing that automatically I trigger when I'm sharing things is to get a contrary perspective that I can understand, but that doesn't change that I don't see where I am making myself or getting the reaction that I interpret as being understood. And that is something that I perceive differently with other people, where when I'm expressing these things, I get a kind of acknowledgement, understanding of my perspective, and then I also tend to get the second part, which is a different perspective. However, the starting with a different perspective in the first place is something that I don't enjoy. And after that, there was the clan meeting, and after the clan meeting, I sat down to also look at the website to see which adjustments I want to make, and the general idea was also to remove the how-to section, the old one, because it's outdated, and instead add screenshots to give a bit of more of an idea of what the actual product right now looks like, without trying to create a false illusion, which is that the product is the thing and that the product is everything, but rather this is the current way of how I facilitate the whole idea and vision. And when I try to also express my concerns about taking so much time potentially rewriting the text, or I don't want to take so much time rewriting all these texts, and at the same time noticing that they're outdated. Same thing here. Instead of getting an understanding of that concern and of that struggle, I immediately get remember also comments like, well, you should, pretty much paraphrase, you should sit down and do these things even if you don't like them, which is exactly the opposite of what I'm trying to get at, which is exactly the opposite of what I'm trying to also help other people achieve. And instead, really, unless I want to sit down and do these things, and I definitely don't want to do these things in that way and pull through and because I'd rather find ways of enjoying what I'm doing. And that can be as simple as sitting down with another person and doing it together. Can be also adding some, like putting on some nice music, finding ways, any means to really enjoy the process of what I'm doing, which is very dear to me. And I don't get understanding for that part, but I get critique for it, which is not, which is something that I perfectly understand, but it's definitely not something that I enjoy. And later on, after after doing some work sessions, I went dancing. I also thought of meeting with other people. Okay, I see it's past 5 minutes now, so I'll just cut that down. I went dancing and I had really, really nice dances, and I enjoyed myself big time. And I was there until after 4 o'clock. So that's also something that I remember from my past. Going deep down in this, I also got a lot of flirts, and that was a weird situation for me that I haven't put myself in for a very long time. And so what am I focusing on for today? And that is to continue on the website, to think about where exactly to how to go about adding the screenshots, and depending on how much time I have left after hiking, because I will go on a week adventure with Elena now and in the afternoon. And depending how much time I have left or give myself after that, I will see how far I get with the screenshots. That's it from my side. I wish you a legendary day. If there's some feedback, as always, I'd love to hear it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon.